Hello everyone, I am Xerix Lord Sentinel, and welcome back to Century of Economy 2026. When we left off, each faction was just getting their sea legs under them as they spread from their home locations. Now, on to the action! The Spanish fleet converges on their home island, bringing some golden goodies and a few resources home. Their native canoes have a journey ahead of them, trying to sail for home against the current. At the end of their turn, the Spanish launch, putting El Dorado with Angelica Bianco and a helmsman into the water at their home island. In pirate waters, the Banshee's Cry begins her return journey, while the Bloody Jewel makes land at the mountain island, hitching a ride on the current to get there. And the pirates make their first launch. Longshanks with helmsman, Princess with helmsman, and Cursed Blade with a helmsman are all launched at the home island. A rescue operation is underway with the Americans. Icebergs have been an annoyance, dismantling the Annapolis. Here, the Providence takes her under tow. The Hornet explores the Gold Island and finds a buried treasure chest. The Harlequin sails south and east, spying a strange whirlpool and a shipwreck in the distance. Providence uses an extra action to dock at the home island, placing the Annapolis as far from the ice as possible. Risking the ice, the Peacock sneaks home, depositing a healthy sum of gold. At the end of their turn, the Americans launched two ships, Frontier with Commander T.J. Grace, and Destiny with a navigator, helmsman, and oarsman. The Iceberg lurches forward, hitting the Peacock. Elsewhere, icebergs hit the Longshanks. With their fleet of rather small ships, the French are wary of the storms near them. The Coeur de Lion sails due east toward Poseidon's Eye. A wider shot of French waters. Storm 2 is of great concern to them, especially as it hovers near the valuable Medicine Resource Island. De la Flotte brings the St. Joan home, depositing a small quantity of lumber. At the end of their turn, the French purchase 3 town upgrades and 1 level 1 trading port upgrade. In the Eastern Sea, the Curse begin to spread out, sending the Dark Pact and Celestin south to new waters. Calypsos and the Spilled Salt move north, passing the Lumber Island and laying eyes on Voyanui. At the end of their turn, the Cursed launch, putting 3 ships into the water at their home island. Kalos with helmsman, Sea Monkey with helmsman, and Nightmare with a navigator. The storm over their home island has dissipated, allowing the English access to their home island once again. Here, the Dover and Edinburgh trader dock, with their trader revealing a solid gold 100 value coin. The English put that gold into immediate use, launching several ships. HMS King Edward with Thomas Gunn III, helmsman and oarsman. HMS Europa with Cargo Master, helmsman and oarsman. HMS Cheshire with Cargo Master, helmsman and oarsman. HMS Newport with Cargo Master, helmsman and oarsman. HMS Gallowglass with helmsman. HMS Mersman with helmsman. And HMS Plantagenet with helmsman. Icebergs continue to plague the pirates, with a massive berg slamming into the Star of Siam. Elsewhere, an iceberg becomes lodged at the Spanish home island. Spanish runners return home, revealing a silver 6 worth 12 gold. Disaster for the Spanish. La Monarca speeds out to an island and explores, but finds the Gem of Hades. This makes her cursed, and she immediately falls under the sway of Davy Jones. The Spanish immediately launch the Virtuous Wind with the captain and helmsman from their home island, in an effort to take their ship back from the Cursed. Despite the risk of storms, the pirates congregate at the Medicine Island in the northeast. At the end of their turn, the pirates boost their gold fleet by launching the Hades Flame and Dark Angel, each with a helmsman. Catching a ride on the current, the Hornet finds a buried treasure chest on a gold island. The Frontier explores an island with its hoist arm, finding food. The Frontier receives an extra action and drives by the American home island, dropping off the food she found and then grabbing a UT from the Annapolis. The Harlequin makes land at Twin Island, in the Shallow Sea. Back at their home island, treasures are moved around and in some cases disposed of. The crew of the Sea Tiger find a way to turn a barrel of monkeys into a cannon. Fed up with icebergs and wanting to expand their gold fleet, the Americans launch 2 ships at the end of their turn. The Cheyenne with helmsman and oarsman, and the Columbia with helmsman and oarsman. In the southwest, the St. Joan makes land at a gold island, loading a cargo of golden goodies. At their home island, Le Pic loads 2 town upgrades. The French push the frontier of their waters. The Lion has docked at another gold island, and in the background, a sloop has made land at Poseidon's Eye. Le Pic uses an extra action in her blazing speed to zip out and make land at Poseidon's Eye. Icebergs yet again cause problems for the Americans. This time a berg dismasts the Destiny. The Celestin makes land at Kanohi Island, finding some golden goodies and the valuable medicine. La Monarca lurches into action, zooming eastward past the castle and into the Cursed Seas. The Cursed canoes all load lumber. In the background, the Titan Kalos is lumbering toward the island, looking to use his movement bonus to speed the cursed ships back to their home. In the southwestern sea, the Antelope hitches a ride on the ocean current and finds a resource island. With her cargo boosted by the various Cargo Master crew, she's able to load all the treasures, including the Witch's Brew, and eventually finds minerals. The Cursed are glad for the Antelope exploring that island, as the Chariot of the Gods is revealed and placed on Calypsos. With their faster base moves, the Cheshire and Plantagenet grab food from the Hidden Cove Island, risking the storm. From east looking west, the rest of the English fleet is visible. The Dover and King Edward are gathering metals, while the rest of the gold fleet is riding the current to the Minerals Island. Hermes Sandals found the enemy of the state. In response, the English build Fort Brompton on the same island, with plans to hire a mercenary to take the unwanted treasure. Commodore Owen is brought into play on the Caradoc at the home island, another Pirates Discord poll winner. The Spanish wail in frustration, as even with the current to aid her, the virtuous wind is unable to get within range of the Monarca. The pirates use the Mask of Kindred on the Star of Siam to copy the ability of Kalos, greatly speeding up their gold fleet. Catching the current, the Banshee's Cry returns to the mountain island and loads minerals. At the end of their turn, the pirates launch 2 ships, Destiny's Bounty with the helmsman, and the Dark Angel with the helmsman. A buried chest is delivered to the American home island, with a value of 12 gold. A wide shot of American waters. The Harlequin continues to explore the Twin Islands at the left. In the middle right, the Frontier prepares to dock at the Lagoon Island. In the upper left, the English are partially visible. At the end of their turn, the Americans launch USS Spirit, a clipper ship, with a helmsman and oarsman from their home island. With concerns of storms, L'Afrique and Capitaine de la Flotte move away from the French home island. The St. Joan, Bon Marin, and Mercure all dock on the far side of the island, as far away from the storms as possible. The Celestin returns home with a sparkling silver 4, worth 12 gold. Kalos begins to crawl up on the lumber island, where he intends to stay for some time, boosting any and all cursed ships that get within L. At the end of their turn, the Cursed launch, putting 3 ships into the water at their home island. Behemoth, Sea Duck with a helmsman, and Apu House Jewel with the helmsman. An overhead shot of English waters. The gold fleet is slowly stringing out along the ocean current, on their way to and from the Minerals Island. Several ships stop at Fort Brompton to pick up the treasures that the Hermes Sandals couldn't load. The English launch the Mobilis here at the end of their turn with the helmsman. They intend to transfer the enemy of the state from the Sandals to the Mobilis. And that wraps up this report. The Spanish have had their early game hampered by the loss of the Monarca, while the Cursed and English are doing somewhat better, having found high-value gold. Neither are doing as well as the Americans, at least not yet. If you want to see what happens next, make sure you're subscribed. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.